And to it, and it's been thumped into the net this time by Brendan McGill. And Torquay concede a goal at last. Carlisle, well, you have to say they deserve to get a goal back. It was hooked back across goal by Andy Priest. Didn't just getting a hand to it, but the ball falling into the path of Brendan McGill. He thumped it back into the net.
Our finishing was absolutely fantastic today. First half, that's the difference between the two teams. They came at us, they pushed, they pressed us, and made it really difficult for us. But Hilly's come up with two tremendous finishes.
Nice to celebrate your birthday with a couple of goals, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, too right. Considering I only scored 2 all season and doubled me tally like that as well, especially in the first half and so early on. Got me delighted with that.
So Torquay now in with a realistic chance of getting automatic promotion. Yeovil have slipped away slightly over the last few weeks. The playoffs look their best bet, but it's still wide open.
Well, Yeovil and Torquay may well end up meeting in the playoffs. Leroy Rossinia's side still have hopes of automatic promotion, but could only manage a point at York yesterday. The commentator is Graham Sellers.
Here is Dunning then with the free kick. Oh, the big boys are up from the back, and an excellent save by Dearden. I think the header was from Richard Hope in the end. Climbed well, and a wonderful palm away by Kevin Dearden. OK, York free kick. Dunning then lays it off, and it's Nogan with the shot, and took a wicked bounce in front of the keeper on one of those tufts of turf. And a good stop by Dearden. So Darren Dunning again with York's third corner. There's Richard Hope with the header, and Nogan's little shot. That wasn't a bad effort from Lee Nogan. Quite a high bounce, and then he sort of hooked it wide of the target. Taylor. Broad. This is David Graham. It's a good run from the Scotsman, right into the path of Joe Broad, and well, he's never scored a league goal, and no real conviction in that shot from Broad. He should have lashed that one. Didn't get enough power behind it. Full marks for trying. Now a chance for York, maybe. There's a header from Bell, and against the crossbar, and it all happened so quickly. I think that Dearden stuck a hand in the air but was beaten. Don't think there was a touch from him. There may have been, but bullet header from Bell. Another long throw then for Torquay, and Taylor's up there, and David Graham on the turn, and you would have backed him to have scored there. Well, he's lashed it over. He should have scored. Forward by Wise. Some people are leaving the ground. They've seen enough. They may well miss a goal, though. Here's Gritton, and threads it nicely through to Graham, who tries to return the favour. There's Gritton, and hits the post from 6 yards out. What a miss. I know he was stretching, but that was a glorious chance to win the game.
We had a few chances, like Grits came on and done well when he came on, but I mean, we've had a couple of chances. They've hit the bar as well, and I think probably a draw was a fair result.
Torquay still well placed for automatic promotion then. What they'd give for 3 points at Bristol Rovers on Tuesday. Yeovil, though, may be heading for the playoffs. Let's start with Torquay United's vital West Country derby at Bristol Rovers. Leroy Rossinia's side are in top form at the moment, and despite failing to find the target at York on Saturday, they're making a strong challenge to go up automatically. Seth Conway, our commentator at the Memorial Stadium.
Torquay do like to bowl the ball out and play from the back whenever possible, as Kevin Hill finds Joe Kuffour. Kuffour brushed aside, and the eyes of the referee on the spot. Illegally so. Taylor's free kick will come back to Ruben Hazel. Lee Cannaville waits for the ball forward and has been pushed down, has he? Well, Cannaville, to his credit, wasn't looking for anything, because Ruben Hazel swings it in. There's Kuffour! And it's the worst start for Rovers. It's the best start for Torquay United. And it is Joe Kufor that has popped up at that far post to get his 7th goal of the season. Well, Rovers did not need that 5 minutes into this game. They failed to get the ball away, and as it swung back into the middle, there was Joe Kufor completely unmarked at the far post with the easiest of tap-ins to beat Kevin Miller. 5 minutes gone, Bristol Rovers 0, Torquay United 1. Wood sends it forward, away by Austin. Hopefully climbed well and found Cannaville. On in turn for Gritton. It'll come back for David Graham. Graham was just tugged, was he, by Hyde, with the referee on the spot, happy for play to continue. As it'll come for Ruben Hazel. Lee Cannaville set off on a run. This was where Torquay's first goal came from, and Cannaville has brought it back again. And that was a decent effort, and really it should have been in the back of the net. David Graham, 16 goals to his name, a prolific marksman. We'll be questioning how he missed the target from there, as it came back to him from Lee Cannaville's cross. He volleyed the ball into the ground and over the top it went. A cleaner connection and Kevin Miller would have been troubled. Britton felt as though he was climbed upon by Edwards, but it's broken for the lively Joe Kufor. Well, he skipped one man and will go himself, and it's deflected in, and Joe Kufor will claim his 2nd of the night. It is a dream start for Torquay United, and this night just gets from bad to worse for Rovers. Bristol Rovers 0, Torquay United 2. Well, Joe Kufor is a tricky character. He hasn't scored in a month. His last goal came before tonight, back against Swansea City, but he has found the net in some emphatic style tonight. Whether Miller would have saved it is a question. It was deflected past him, and Torquay double their lead. Tate with a little touch on. Further touch from Gritton, but Graham's control for once lets him down, although he's done remarkably well to force Adam Barrett aside. Lee Cannaville surges through the middle, but it will come to Ruben Hazel. Graham wants it returned to him, that's where it's going. And David Graham doesn't need a yard to get the shot away, and Adam Barrett had to watch him all the way. It was a lovely ball through from Lee Cannaville, and had Graham had that extra yard, then that shot would have been unleashed with some power. The touch on came from Matthews. Tate is through, and he beats Dearden, and Paul Tate gets one back for Rovers. And it's the long ball from Miller that has worked to full effect, and Rovers are back in this game. Well, Kevin Miller just punted it forward. Lee Matthews got the merest of touches, and there was Paul Tate to claim his 10th goal of the season. Well, he had a knee operation before Christmas, and Paul Tate is back to full effect. Matthews will get another touch onto it. McGlinchey missed control, but made up for his error as Gritton felt the arms of Kevin Austin upon his back. But it's Hazel's foul on Matthews that referee Evans decides is worthy of a free kick. Leroy Rossignol will be fairly pleased with what he's seen so far, alongside former England physio Norman Medhurst. And the Bristol Rovers sent the chance of an equaliser as Hyde sent it in, and there's a free header at the far post, and that perhaps should have been the equaliser. Well, as the ball swung over, it was a clear sight on goal, and really it should have been into the back of the net. Dearden wouldn't have got there as Tate put the ball wide. Header from Taylor, down for Hyde. Looked for Matthews, it'll come back again for Hyde. Now Austin, on for Twig. Twig able to just drift past David Graham and pick out the cross for Sonny Parker! And Rovers have the equaliser, and it is the man in the side today who didn't think he'd be playing. It's Sonny Parker.
and Rovers are back on terms. It's Bristol Rovers 2, Torquay United 2. Well, as the ball came a long way over, there was Sonny Parker in the team in place of Neil Arndale today, and that was an inch-perfect header past Kevin Dearden.
Lynchy stands up the cross for Gritton. Q4 has Ruben Hazel in plenty of space on the right. David Graham wants it played into the middle early. It'll go over Graham, it might come for Gritton. It'll fall this time for Joe Q4. Took it down really well, and it's a fine effort from Joe Q4. He had to make the chance himself, but he presented it straight at Kevin Miller. As it fell down for Joe Q4, he was eyeing that hat-trick, but it just wouldn't come for him. Twig will throw short for Savage. Savage just crowded out, but he has forced the corner. Coming off David Graham and going behind for the set piece. In comes the corner. Dearden gets a fist to it. Not a bad effort, and it takes a deflection and will go behind. Paul Tate took a swing at the ball and it clipped Steve Woods on the way through and went behind for another corner. Tate moves in, but it's going to come off Edwards, and there was a final touch from Craig Taylor to put it behind. The Rovers are turning the screw. McGlinchey being encouraged to get on with things. He finds Kevin Wills. Wills is rugby tackled by Christian Edwards, the Welshman. Not showing he should be playing for Bristol Shoguns. A rather forceful challenge on Kevin Wills that's given a free kick away in a rather dangerous position. David Graham has some shot on him as Hockley sent it a little wide. Graham takes the touch, Miller saves, and there was the rebound followed up by Steve Woods. And Kevin Miller, the goalkeeper who lives in Torquay, denies his hometown club. It was David Graham who shifted the free kick well. Miller got his hands to it, and is that a match-saving save?
Yeah, of course, we're very disappointed. We started off really well. And then the sloppy goal let them back in the game, and then the crowd got behind them, and they caused us a few problems. But it was always going to be a tough game, because they had a beating on Saturday, and that's the worst. I looked at it and I thought that's the worst thing that could happen to us, to be honest. And they come down there, they're passionate fans, and they got behind the team today.
Disappointment then for Yeovil, who are left down in 7th spot, but still hopeful of reaching the playoffs. Pity Torquay couldn't hold on for all 3 points at Bristol Rovers, but they still have an excellent chance of automatic promotion.
Torquay fans have seen their side hit a rich vein of form lately, which has established them as 3rd Division promotion candidates. Their latest victory was a comfortable affair over Cambridge. Our man in a windswept commentary box, Seth Conway.
It's Groundhog Day for Torquay United. They've been here before, up against a side in crisis with managerial problems. It's so very familiar. United will be hoping that, unlike at Bristol Rovers on Tuesday, today they get all 3 points. One change to that side that drew 2-2 at the Memorial Stadium. In comes the manager's son, Liam Rosenior, joins on loan from Fulham for a month. Webb's header. Taylor with a little time finds McGlinchey. Gritton and Graham are ahead of him as Gritton, not with the best control, presents the ball to Luke Guttridge. Now Murray. Ball will hold up for Daniel Webb, and his header will reach Shane Tudor. In the middle is Turner. There's Webb, and it's a fine save from Kevin Dearden. Well, Dearden has been worth his place in goal. He remains in goal, in fact, after Arjan van Houston hurt his back at Christmas. But Dearden at the moment is keeping Torquay's number one out, and it's with saves like that that he's earning his place. Canavan tried to fire it down the line. Now Rosenio's header. Gritton will push Goodhind. The South African defender just about atones for his error and then sends a lovely ball through for Turner, who's got there ahead of Woods. Has no support in the middle at the moment, but Turner's going for goal. Coming now is Easter, but it presented the ball to Woods. Turner perhaps would have fancied the shot on goal, but wasn't selfish. Tried to find his partner Jermaine Easter, but it just gave enough for Steve Woods to be able to intercept and clear the danger. Cannaville will look for a run. Signor presents himself, but it will come for Kufor. Has options far to his left, but chooses Taylor. He'll go from range, and it ended up not being the best effort on goal, but with the wind behind him, you could see the reasoning of Torquay skipper Craig Taylor. Have a shot, if anything, try and give his side a bit of a boost. Graham skips past the challenge of Murray and able to slide it out to Joe Kufor really well. Gritton's in the middle. It's going to come back for Matt Hockley, and it takes the deflection off Stev Angus, and Torquay take the lead with 22 minutes gone. It's Torquay United 1, Cambridge United 0. Well, after 2 draws on the road in recent games, they do need a victory at home, and they have been given a great start midway through this first half as Hockley's shot takes a wicked defection off the defender Angus and beats his own keeper. Webb's header on, away by Woods. Graham got there ahead of Goodhind, but it will break for Angus now. Nichols wanted it played to him, but it will go over the head of Webb and will come for Shane Tudor. Support now comes from Fred Murray. His cross will reach Webb, and he just got it wrong. Simple as that. Daniel Webb had the ball come to him, and he tried to turn and connect at the same time, but he couldn't direct it anywhere near Dearden. Tam. Hockley finds Kufor. Cannaville outside of Kufor if he chooses to use him, but went over the legs of Shane Tudor. It'll be Rosenio with the free kick. Caldin looking for Graham. It'll come back for Matt Hockley, and it's a fine save from Sean Marshall. Well, it sat invitingly there for Matt Hockley. 4 goals to his name this season, but he couldn't beat Sean Marshall. Goalkeeper firmly behind it. Turner. Now Tam. The header comes from Craig Taylor, and it will come all the way through for David Graham. Martin Gritton trying to take up a spot, but David Graham will go alone. And it comes from Marshall. The pass was on for Liam Rosenio. He'd love to have marked his debut with a goal, but when David Graham is in that kind of mood, he only wants to go for goal. It's the striker's instinct. Cannaville wins the header. Gritton gets the touch on for Graham. It'll come back again for Martin Gritton. Marshall only parries it. And there is David Graham to mop up the pieces after Marshall could only palm the ball away. And Torquay double their lead with just 5 minutes to go to half-time. Well, as the keeper got a touch to it, it came out to David Graham, who is the lucky omen. The last time Torquay lost when Graham scored was back in August, so 3 points for the goals today. Woods lifts it to the edge of the penalty area. Almost reaches Martin Gritton. Now Hockley. The ball will come back for Brian McGlinchey. On in turn for Liam Rosenio. Try and show some pace. Gets past Nichols, and it will come for Graham! And David Graham is the predator supreme, and it came from Leon Rossignol, the head coach's son, making his debut, has set David Graham up for Torquay's third. Well, Rossignol is all about him. What a driving run, the man on loan from Fulham, centred, and there was David Graham to get his 17th goal of the season, and really this game should well be beyond Cambridge. Fine Rossignol, lovely touch from him. Try and ease his way past Fred Murray. He's showing a few tricks again, but has won the corner. Well, Rossignol has quality of a higher division. Rossignol this time with a deep corner. Taylor gets it back and it took a deflection. It should have been another corner, and now referee Parks amends his earlier error. And Torquay will have the corner as Craig Taylor's header did take a deflection and go behind. Rossignol's corner. There's Woods! And it was a free header for Steve Woods. He would have hoped to have done better, was having to hold off Fred Murray as he got his head to the ball. Steve Woods, who's had to overcome injury to play today, would have hoped to have done better. Tudor wants it. It's going to come behind him. Might come here for Murray, but Lee Canaville was first to it and has produced a good ball to find David Graham. Now Joe Kufor. Header away from Adam Tam. Rossignol does drive with pace as Kufor going through, and it's a lovely ball for Joe Kufor. Martin Gritton is across the face of goal, but Kufor's pass is a poor one. Really should have been a better delivery from Joe Kufor. Hasn't really been in the game today. Could so easily, though, have been Torquay's fourth. And David Graham is eyeing this hat-trick. He's going to leave it, though, for Jason Fowler, who now plays it into Graham. It's a cheeky one. It's going to come back for Gritton. Off the line by Angus. Now Hill! Fine save from Marshall Kufor. What a goal-mouth scramble. Quite how that didn't go in. Well, good job. The score is 3-0 to Torquay from their point of view. Otherwise, they'd be ruining that missed opportunity as Gritton tries to play in Canaville. He's got the corner. But what an effort. Too many to count, but it all came from a cheeky free kick. 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 efforts in on goal. An amazing sequence. Bearden's goal kick holds up in the wind, but Martin Gritton can win the header. Now Gritton again. Kufor. Jason Fowler spreads play intelligently across to this right-hand side, and Lee Canaville. David Graham wants it played first time into the middle, but Canaville will run, a bit like he did during the week, and that's a vicious effort that just swerved away from the upright. Lee Canaville has only got 1 goal this season. It came in similar style to that, a bursting run into the box. And this time the ball just drifted wide. Start the 2 minutes of added time as the corner comes in. Met by the head of Steve Woods. Joe Kufor will keep it in, just about. Sends it over, away by Webb. The header from Taylor, and over the top. And it would have been pleasing had the captain marked his day with Torquay's fourth. It's not to be.
I thought they started off very well, and I thought Kevin Daly made a great save in the first 10 minutes. And then after that, we scored a good goal. You know, I could have had a shot, even though he's taken the deflection. I'm glad he took the shot, and then Davies finished off the second one. And then the wind was always going to be the big problem today. Second half, I thought we coped with that really well. We played hard at the pitch and let the ball run through. And then we got the third goal just after half-time, which really did kill the game.
Yeovil's game at York was called off yesterday because of a waterlogged pitch. So that's how the top of the third division looks this afternoon. Torquay are in an automatic promotion spot, but Lincoln's win at Leyton Orient has pushed Yeovil out of the playoff places.
Before that, third division action from the Reynolds Arena, the latest stop for Torquay United. Struggling Darlington proved tough opposition for Leroy Rossignol's side. The commentary from Graham Sellers.
Little. Conlon. There's Hughes. Well, Maddison was calling for it, but it's up towards Russell, I think it was. And Convery, well, Dearden's come out, clattered somebody. Conlon gets a touch, it's in the back of the net, and the goal will count. Well, that was calamitous from Torquay United. A soft goal, great start for Darlington. They lead Torquay 1-0. Russell then, first corner of the game, over the top of David Graham, who was more like the Flying Scotsman then. Russell, Graham, Taylor. Well, might come to Steve Woods. Well, absolutely lashed at that one, the central defender. Just leaning back slightly. That's all that was wrong with the posture. Hockley. Surely that was a free kick, referee. He doesn't think so. And this is Mark Convery on the ball for Darlington. Teggett's in the area, as is Conlon. Well, he went down, there was a penalty appeal. Conlon screaming and shouting. He possibly has a good shout there. The referee not interested. So, Hockley scoops it out to McGlinchey. Oh, has a little crack, and well, the keeper was worried for a second. It was quite some distance wide, really, 1.5 yards, would you say? But keeper Michael Price wasn't to know that. Had it covered. There's Woods. Well, 5 seconds away from the break, and the fourth official's very keen. He's got his board ready. This is Rosenia with a fancy little flick, and just wide. Michael Price was backpedaling all the way there. "49 minutes gone then. Liddell with that free kick up to Conlon, who loses it in the sun. Oh, there's a snapshot coming in there, and a wonderful save. Craig Russell it was who let fly, and Dearden was full stretch, and that's a great save. Woods. Gritton. Here's David Graham, real opportunity, it's 1-1! Fantastic header from Martin Gritton, the substitute. And then once it fell into the path of David Graham, well, you know what's going to happen. He's 19th of the season, Darlington 1, Torquay 1. Still more pressure from Darlington. This is Neil Wainwright. Running rings around Carneville. There's Barry Conlon! Wonderful save by Dearden. Conlon thought he'd scored. So did I, so did everybody else in the Reynolds Arena, except Dearden. What a save.
We did control the game in terms of possession, but weren't really creating a lot of chances. So in the end, it was a flick on, and David Graham's finished it off, and we're delighted with that. Either side could have won it at the end. You know, they've thrown a lot of balls in our box, and we defended it bravely. And but I think 1-1 was a fair result.
So those draws leave Yeovil just outside the playoff zone and Torquay in 4th place, but still confident of going up automatically. What they'd give for 3 points at Mansfield on Tuesday.
Football now, and Torquay United will go into Saturday's West Country derby with Yeovil needing a win to kickstart their automatic promotion push. The Gals lost 2-1 at Mansfield last night. It's a result that keeps them in 4th place in Division 3, with the end of season playoffs now looking a more realistic proposition.
Torquay got off to the worst possible start at Field Mill. They were 2-0 down inside the opening 10 minutes. Colin Larkin got Mansfield's first, Junior Mendes the second. At that stage, it looked as if the Gulls were heading for a heavy defeat, but far from it. Martin Gritton pulled one back after 17 minutes, and then it was very much a case of game on. Torquay went all out for an equaliser and came desperately close on a number of occasions. The Gulls will feel hard done to that they didn't get at least a point from this game, especially when you consider they had a Martin Gritton effort disallowed for offside. But at least they've got the chance to quickly redeem themselves when Yeovil visit Plainmoor on Saturday. Jeff Welsh for West Country News. Let's start with the action-packed West Country derby at Plainmoor. Torquay and Yeovil certainly didn't let the occasion get to them, and they showed why they're both in the 3rd Division promotion race. Our man in the commentary box, Martin Dean.
Well, never mind the attractions elsewhere this weekend. This is one of those sporting events to savour. The first West Country derby between these two sides here at Plainmoor could hardly be more significant. Torquay will be eager to get back amongst the automatic promotion places after seeing their 8-match unbeaten run come to an end at Mansfield on Tuesday. They make just the one change this afternoon. Tony Beddoe returns in midfield at the expense of Leon Resenia, who drops to the bench. Well, Yeovil, who are probably now targeting a playoff place, make 4 changes from the side which drew with Mansfield last Saturday. Nick Crittenden and Jake Edwards return after lengthy spells on the sidelines. There's also a recall for birthday boy Paul Terry. Lee Matthews gets his first start up front. Adam Lockwood, Kirk Jackson, Kevin Gall and Simon Weatherston are the men to make way. Well, the full house here at Plainmoor, 6,300, Torquay's biggest home crowd for 21 years. An indication perhaps of just how important this match is to these two sides. Well, Torquay should start as slight favourites. They've lost just the once here at Plainmoor since August. Yeovil have managed just one away win since Christmas. Breezy day here at Plainmoor. And that's going to cause 1 or 2 problems for the two sides. Paul Terry looking to get it forward. Little flick on from Jake Edwards, who just trying to carve out space to get a shot in early on. It wasn't too far away either. Well, Jake Edwards has been out of action since the beginning of February, having a groin operation. Scored in the reserves in midweek. Wasn't too far away then. Good start for Yeovil. Steve Woods threading it through for Beddoe. There's space for him to turn here. He plays down though. Now Alex Russell looking for Kevin Hill on the far side. Good chance for him to pull across back now. And it was shepherded out for the corner as Torquay began to threaten. Paul Terry recovered well. Alex Russell then with the corner. Swung in towards Taylor, who got up with a good header. Gritton on the line, and it was blocked by a combination, I think, of Collis and Darren Way. And a real let-off for Yeovil in these early stages. Cannaville inside for Russell. McCarthy with a header away. And the pressure from Beddoe, who's gone down with a boot somewhere nasty. Held in towards Martin Gritton, who got up well for it. He's just shaving the post then, I think, from Martin Gritton. Oh, he can hardly believe he missed from there. Good free kick from Alex Russell, curled in well, and Gritton rising above the defenders. Looked to have done everything right. Very, very close. Terry's cross cut out well by Cannaville. Now El Colty. Gavin Williams. Abdul El Colty looking to try the shot, and it took a bit of a deflection against the bar. Darren Way must score, he does! Darren Way. Well, there was perhaps an element of fortune about that one. The Yeovil fans aren't complaining. Abdul El Colty it was who got the original shot in. I think Lee Matthews just getting a touch, and it cannoned up against the crossbar. Bounced invitingly for Darren Way, who made absolutely no mistake. Now Crittenden. Good crossing again, and Craig Taylor having to get up high at that near post to get it away.